Terry Bradshaw here. In a world that seems increasingly preoccupied with the financial bottom line, Riata Energy of Texas has made a practice of building value by focusing on values.
Business is more than just a bottom line. It's about the communities that raised you, it's about the land that brought you up, and it's about giving back to that.
President Malone Mitchell has built a classic American success story on a foundation of hard work and personal responsibility.
We're an American entrepreneurial story. We started with $500 out of a spare bedroom. Early on, I worked. I did not take a paycheck out of the company for the first 4 years. We worked the properties that nobody else wanted. I was raised on a ranch over 50 miles from the closest town of 1,000 people. We learned the value of hard work ranching. I really got interested in the oil and gas business when a gas well was drilled on my parents' ranch when I was about 15 years old. And for the first time, we were able to go on a vacation. That's what interested me in the business. I worked in it as a roughneck and as a floor hand when I was a young man. I love the exploration part of it. I love the adventure part of it. I believe in the possibilities of the American dream. I believe in the values of the small communities that you find in a lot of the oil field. I'm still a roughneck. I still identify, I think, with the working man more than the PhD geoscientists. And I believe in the land and its preservation and the wildlife on it.
Today, Riata is one of the largest natural gas producers in the state of Texas and one of the largest privately held drilling companies in the United States.
Natural gas is cleaner, it is better and less polluting than coal and a lot of alternative energies. And the best thing about it is it's here in the United States. It's not dependent upon some of the volatile foreign sources that we have for oil. If I could tell somebody the secret to our company's success, I think it would start with good people. You hire good people and you let them do what they do well. In our field, it's in science and in geology. You have to be willing to take risks. You cannot be risk adverse in our business.
As a former oil field worker himself, Mr. Mitchell has recognized the need to bring updated and safer technology to the drilling fields.
Most of the rigs that we operate today are really working off of technology that's 60 or 70 years old. So we took with our rig company and decided to make the investments today in efficiency. But the most important thing is that the man working on the floor is no longer subject to having to throw chains, have to run those big wrenches, and maybe come home without a finger. It's a dangerous business we do. Making it safer for my men is really important to me.
Riata Energy recognizes a commitment to future generations through its greenhouse gas reclamation project and its land management programs.
We're the largest gatherer of CO2 that comes out of the vent stacks that you see blowing CO2 into the atmosphere. We take and we actually capture that CO2, we compress it into pipelines, we transport it a couple hundred miles where it's re-injected back into the ground, and the neat thing about it is you actually get more oil out of the ground. So the CO2 stays in the ground, it doesn't go in the atmosphere, and America gets more oil. It's a win-win situation. In land conservation, and that's very important to me, I grew up on the land, we were dependent upon the land, and we were dependent upon what the land would raise. For us, improvement of our range lands is paramount. We rest the land, we try to improve the grasses. We work men every day who go out and take undesirable brush out and restore the productivity of the land. 100 years ago, this land was 10 times more productive than it is today. If we rested and are good stewards of it, we'll return a lot of that productivity to the land.
The Texas Parks and Wildlife Department honored Riata for its conservation efforts in 2003 with its Land Stewardship Award.
I think that's what I'm probably proudest of. There's bigger things than just the bottom line of your company. We're all put here as stewards of the land. We're put here as stewards of, in my case, the small communities that raised me. You have to give back to the land. You have to give back to the people. That's important to me. The example you set for the next generation. It is not acceptable to consume everything in our generation. You need to leave something for our children, and you need to leave something for our grandchildren. It's important to remember that prosperity, and we've been prosperous, is not tied just to your short-term needs. There are bigger needs and bigger things than just your immediate gratification.
For more on Riata Energy, visit riataenergy.com. Thanks for joining me. I'm Terry Bradshaw.